Thank you, Sage, for such a booming welcome. I do appreciate being called a Thunder Lord, which I am. Absolutely, I am. We've got some hostility in the air. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Dan's a bitch. Oh, yeah. Dan says, and I quote, depending on what happens during this stream, Sage may lose his wrench tonight. This is gonna get heated. We got some heat. A little bit of heat on that goddamn taco. Don't worry, I will adjudicate to the best of my ability. But if you want a good shot at having a good verdict, I'd recommend hitting the like button. Because you guys don't do it unless I tell you to. When I see 4 versus 1 ratio, I'm kind of sick to my fucking stomach. Sage is the only one in here who does that without a command. I've got him trained like a fucking dog. And Sage has a good quote. In the words of Ron Burgundy, we are laughing. Damn right we're laughing. We're laughing at the demise of Dan. Dan is going to end up in a psych ward after the fucking match that is going on right now between his mother. Because his mom is going to dismantle him. Going to tear him down brick by brick. And I think he lives in a straw house, so it's more like straw for straw. I was actually looking at straw the other day. Straw blocks. When I was looking for a picture for Miles Straw, I was just looking around, right? You know, for a good picture of straw, like a bale of straw. And I saw these motherfucking houses made out of these fucking brick straw things. And I was actually fucking really impressed. I was like, well, what's going on here? That looks a little stronger than the shit I read in fucking The Three Little Pigs. Again, I mean, I'm sorry, we had to veer off that in that direction, but look up some fucking straw houses sometime. They look pretty fucking good. Anyways, before we get to what Dan wants to talk about, which I've already got a verdict in my head, and I think it's a good verdict. I think it's one that there'll be a little bit of debate, but I think it'll make everyone happy except probably Dan. But I know Sage has been waiting. I know he gets like a crack addict around this time. He's really just waiting, and he's really just fucking jonesing for a good old fixin' of some of that NBA today. So Sage, what happened to the world of the NBA today? Well, we got a little bit of news coming up here. We got another retirement to go over. That's exciting. We've got Rick Carlisle of the Indiana Pacers getting a multi-year extension. There you go. John Wall has officially retired from the NBA. There was a time when he was certainly the best playmaker, I think, in the NBA, or one of the best playmakers. He was the first overall pick in 2010. He goes down with an average of 18.7 points, 4.2 boards, 8.9 assists. He was kind of shit at the end of his career, though. I want to say he was garbage for like the last 4 or 5 years. No offense, John Wall. I'm just saying. You weren't as good as you used to be. And that's why you're retiring tonight. And then we also got... Ooh, this is so interesting. This one, really rocks my socks. We've got Oscar Tshiebwe resigning with the Houston Jazz on a 2-way contract. 2-way means he sucks. He can get sent down to the goddamn fucking G League. There we go. That was big. That was 3. Count it. 1, 2, 3 moves for the NBA, Sage. There's no need to rage now. You got your NBA fix. You should be able to go another, 24 to 48 hours without losing your fucking shit. I know how you get with that shit, man. Let's take a look at the NFL. We probably got some news. There's big news we're going to talk about in the NFL. Obviously, if you've kind of looked at the display pic, there is some news we're going to talk about there. The bug eyes, I call them. You got bug eyes. You got bug eyes in a Nicolas Cage voice. All right. And I got a good rumor for Green Bay Packers fans as well. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change the hashtags. I'm going to include the Packers in this because it's juicy. It is extremely juicy. Oh God, yeah! I just did it. Oh yeah, that's 105K more people that could see this stream now. Yeah. Now if they could waltz their ass in here, that'd be another thing, right? All right, let's get back to it. I gotta sift through the fucking rummage. I gotta sift through the goddamn garbage. There's too much shit in the fucking preseason, and there's gonna be even more in the fucking goddamn regular season, isn't there? Okay, we got some news. All right, we ended with Matthew Judon, who sucks now, signing with the Miami Dolphins last night. Cool. All right, next thing we got is... Just give me time here, man. There's so much shit I'm clearing out here. Diana Rossini reports, and I quote, "It's hard to find anyone in the NFL who believes Terry McLaurin will get the contract he's seeking. Apparently he's looking for $30 per year. He's entering his age 30 season. So he's trying to get a Devontae Adams type of contract. I mean, I can see some stupid team fucking giving it to him, but giving up the draft capital as well, I do not think that'll happen. Looks like Dontavian Wicks with a calf injury is not going to practice for the rest of the week. I don't think it's overly severe, but I'd just rest him for a bit. I wouldn't fuck around if it's like a serious calf injury. Those tend to become torn Achilles based on, recent memory bias, I would say. This is the big one. This is the big one, and I sure as hell hope that Nameless is here. Nameless, can you hear me? Nameless, a symbol. Nameless, get your fucking ass in here. I'm gonna send him a little message on Steam. I'm gonna send him a little message on Steam. Give me 1 minute here. I'm going over to Steam. How many times can I plug Steam in a row? Apparently quite a bit. Give me a second here. Steam gets really fucky. For being like fucking trillionaires, they don't know how to design a great app. Yeah, I fucking said it, motherfuckers. Do better at fucking developing your shit. A fucking kid in goddamn fucking high school could do this. He might be napping. He is a power napper, if I've ever seen one myself. This news was... Sage, I'm going to save this news just in case he waltzes in. I know you've been looking for the double D's, but we're not going to talk about these right now. We're going to talk about... we got the Commanders signing offensive tackle George Fant, formerly of the Seahawks. He's now 33 years old. That's a big move. That's a big move. What else do we got going on here? Come on, there better be more. Okay, here's where we can talk a little bit. So, there's a couple of sources. I think it's Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter. It seems like Micah Parsons and the other guy there, the Cowboys, the bad guys, could be headed towards a divorce in time. Now, I heard a rumor that I really liked, and it was from either Ian Rappaport or Adam Schefter, one or the other, basically saying that like the Packers make a lot of sense for a landing spot. Obviously, they need an edge rusher, and if I'm going to spend a bunch of money, I would much rather spend it on Micah Parsons, who's 25, 26, versus Trey Hendrickson, who's 30, turned 31 or whatever, right? And I actually think the Packers would pay the piper, given that that's like, apart from maybe like a top-end cornerback, which they're not going to trade for, that could make their secondary so much better, just having a guy like him. I actually think there is merit to it. I think it would have to be, obviously, like the Khalil Mack trade. And we do have a tendency to sign a lot of people to long-term deals. And we've got a lot of guys that we can let go and not sign them and free up money that way as well. We can even cut Elkton Jenkins in the offseason to make room as well. We've got plenty of cap space. Micah Parsons is not going to want to go to a shitty team, I don't believe. So I actually think Micah Parsons going to Green Bay makes sense. I would actually put Green Bay as one of the betting favorites. Now, some people will say New England because, New England's got, obviously some good picks and shit. New England's not going to be as good as what people think. I was looking at it today, and New England's over-under was, I think, 8.5. It was 8.5 or something like that. There's no way New England is going to win 9 games or more this year. Just because a team wins the offseason for signings doesn't typically mean shit. So I would love Micah Parsons. I would definitely trade first and then some other shit with it. I don't know what it's going to take. It's going to take a little bit. But that's a move I could see the Packers making, especially since they do value younger guys as well. I mean, he's still a young guy, so I'm just going to say it here first. I actually think, I don't normally believe there's much, like, I don't usually believe the Packers are going to make a big trade. They don't typically operate that way. But if there was one, I do think it would be Micah Parsons. Got to check for some other news here. Oh, should I make a poll? Here, I'll make a poll like Nathan does. Here we go. Let's start a poll. There you go. If you guys can read, you should be able to figure out what it says. I mean, if you need me to read it for you, but I'm just saying, does the Packers trading for Micah Parsons make sense? I can't vote on the poll. The answer should overwhelmingly be yes, but at the end of the day, you guys are just fucking thunderlings. You don't really know what you're doing half the time. You certainly need my guidance, etc., etc. I'm just looking up. I don't give a shit about Gabe Davis. Don't give a shit about Deontay Johnson. Don't care about Denzel Ward leaving with a shoulder injury. Don't care about Pat Bryant being unselfish and blocking, according to Sean Payton. There is kind of a fantasy report in a way. Brian Robinson, who was completely terrible for me in fantasy, either last year or the year before, I cannot remember. He was bad. It looks like he's either going to get traded or cut. Now, I would expect a trade for like a 7th or something, but he could potentially get cut. There could be a team that's like, I don't fucking need a guy that's 26 years old, not that good, getting paid a little bit. I don't know. I'm not sure if he's getting paid yet, but he would be getting paid soon. So, yeah, I could actually believe that Brian Robinson is going to get traded or cut. Now, unfortunately, Nameless has not made it to the show, and that's sad because, Bug Eyes is going to be the starter for the Colts. Sage, do you anyone that knows about Bug Eyes, would you like to leave a comment? Let's change the poll. Okay, someone was clearly trolling. No. Does it make sense that the package... That's a Sage fucking answer there. That's a Sage fucking answer there. All right, we got another poll coming up here. And that will be, is Daniel Jones the best pick between Anthony Richardson and himself, obviously. So Daniel Jones, now here's a guy that's going to be starting for the Indianapolis Colts in the 2025 NFL season. Now here's a guy who's 28 years old. He's not that good, and I did. Oh shit. Sage, I changed it to Q&A. Whoops. I hit the wrong button. That's a my bad. That's a my bad. There you go. We got a new poll with better lyrics, I might add. There it is, right there. You see it. You see it. It glitched up the chat. I actually had to refresh. Now, do you think Daniel Jones is a better choice than Anthony Richardson? So I'm going to break down their career numbers. I'll break down what they did last year, and I'll try to put some context into what I can, right? So, for his career, Daniel Jones, also known as Danny Dimes. What's his fucking rating at over here? Where's that fucking rating at, bitches? He's got an 84.3 career rating. Last year with the Giants, 79.4, 70.5 before, or 70.5 before that. He had one good year, 92.5. Okay. The Giants are a pretty bad team. No O-line, etc., etc. We'll see. What's his completion percentage? 64.1 in his career. Okay, 64.1. I can. I don't think 64.1 is a bad completion percentage, at all. To be honest with you. Now, and I think he's got better weapons in Indianapolis as well. Let's take a look at Anthony Richardson in his career. And this was a 5th overall pick just a couple of years ago. In his career, he is, and albeit short career, 50.6% completion, 59.5% his first year, under 50% last year in 11 games started. 11 games started, and he was a 47.7 completion percentage. Rating in his career, 67.8. Now, when he was drafted, and he was 4th overall, he was a top 5 pick, 4th overall. Now, he's 23 years old. Daniel Jones is 28 years old. So, that tells you something right there. When you're 23 years old, usually, you're going to, keep that guy on your roster. Now, what I didn't like was Shane Steichen was like, Daniel Jones is going to be the starter for the entire year. Bullshit. You start 0-5, you're going to bring in Anthony Richardson. You might be cut by then, so it might be another coach doing it. And I think Shane Steichen and I think Chris Ballard are both in the hot seat. And I think that Daniel Jones is the right decision. And I thought when Anthony Richardson was drafted, he was a colossal bust in the making. I thought the same thing about Christian Ponder, Jake Locker, etc., etc. The thing with Anthony Richardson is he can throw the long ball. That's great. But he's got all the athleticism. That's fine. Does he have any accuracy, though? Absolutely not. And I'm not saying that Daniel Jones does either. But Daniel Jones has a 64. This other guy can't even throw 50% completions. You know what I mean? And he left a game because he was fucking tired once. I think that Anthony Richardson, they'll keep him on the roster because there is upside there. But if you're fucking drafting a fucking quarterback, make sure they've got some fucking semblance of accuracy. Because that's the most important thing. I don't care if you can only throw the ball 30 or 40 yards down the field, but you can hit everything. I'm drafting that quarterback. I'm not drafting the quarterback that fucking throws 70 yards down the field, but can't hit his fucking target 5 yards down. I'm not drafting it. So yeah, I absolutely believe Daniel Jones is the right decision. As much as he's got the fucking bug eyes going on, as much as he didn't have success for the New York Giants, I do believe it's the right decision. And I actually think that Daniel Jones has an opportunity to succeed. They've got a couple good receivers there. They got Josh Downs, Michael Pittman. I think they've got a pretty good O-line. Jonathan Taylor, I don't think he's as good as he used to be, but that's fine. And there's another receiver they got too, that long guy. That guy that can go down the field pretty good. I forget his name. He was a guy I considered in fantasy last year. So I think they got good targets. I believe they also added the top tight end in the draft last year. Because Chicago took Loveland or whatever, so they took another one. So I'm not saying the Colts are going to do very well. I think the Colts are in the worst division in football, and I would say that the Titans will be the bottom feeder. Jacksonville might improve, but they're going to be a bottom feeder. And then who's the other team in that division? Houston. I don't even think Houston's that good of a fucking team, if I'm being honest with you. Houston wins the division, though, I would most likely say. But I'm just saying, I think there's a world in which that does exist, maybe in an alternate universe, where the Colts do win the division. I don't think they're going to, per se, but they could. They could win that division. They've got good defenders, too, apparently. I mean, they're not a bad team. But anyways, Zal missed it. Zal missed our praise for the great Daniel Jones. Now we must turn our attention to baseball. I believe the Yankees won 12-3 tonight. Boston did lose in, I think, the 11th or 12th inning to the Baltimore Orioles 4-3. And we did bounce back. We, being the Toronto Blue Jays, bounced back with a 7-3. Ah, fuck, I gotta edit my fucking title. I gotta put the wrong fucking score in there. Let me fucking fix that before I forget, and then I end up looking like a fucking idiot. Sage, why didn't you tell me I was wrong? Fucking Sage. Alright. Let's break down. So the Jays are 1 win away from 75. 21 games above 500 right now. Pittsburgh's been playing pretty good lately. We did have to face a pretty damn good pitcher tonight in Mitch Keller. And Max Scherzer looked fucking awesome. Max Scherzer went 6 innings. 3 walks, though, but only 1 earned run, 4 hits allowed. ERA on the year is at 3.60, and he threw over 100 pitches as well. Louis Varland, I mean, he let 2 hits. He got roughed up a little bit. 1 earned run with a fucking strikeout, but not the end of the world. Thomas Nance also let 2 hits in 1 inning with 2 strikeouts. ERA's at 1.13. I actually think if I was to look at his FIP would not suggest that he's that good, because I've kind of looked at him as kind of a weak link a little bit. He's probably going to get cut on Friday when Shane Bieber comes back and returns. Let me just see what Baseball Reference has for an FIP. 1.65. That's not the worst in the world. Now, I don't think that includes tonight, because if it includes tonight, it would be a little bit higher. But, okay, still, he's been effective. Okay, he's been more effective than I was expecting there. Jeff Hoffman went a scoreless 9th inning. It was not a save situation because they were up for 4. Now, he was up over 900 OPS, George Springer. He was 2 for 4 today. He hit his 20th home run of the year, which is 1 more than last year. Alejandro Kirk hit his 10th home run of the year, and that means that the Jays have 7 guys above 10 home runs on their team. Springer with the 2 RBIs and the 2 hits. 897 OPS. He is the 3rd highest OPS in the league, in the American League, and in 4th place is Vlad Guerrero. So we've got 2 of the best OPSs in the American League on our team. So that's pretty fucking nice to have. Addison Barger, he has been in a skid, 0 for 3. He did score a run with a walk. OPS at 800. So we're starting to see him kind of skid a little bit. which I did say would happen, but he's been an extra base machine this year. Davis Schneider pinch hit for him, 0 for 1, but an 849 OPS for him, so he's been a good little role player. Varsho looks like he just came in as a defensive guy, or maybe he got injured, I don't fucking know. Bo Bichette, 1 for 4. Kirk, as I said, hit the home run, 3 for 5 with 3 RBI. Dan doesn't like to hear that because Alejandro Kirk is on Mother's team. Nathan Lucas continues to play pretty damn good ball, 2 for 5. That OPS at 740. Ty France, 1 for 4. Ernie Clement, 0 for 4. Andres Jimenez, 0 for 4. And Miles Straw, 1 for 3. And Miles Straw made a great catch. Had a couple stolen bases, I believe, tonight. He looked like an absolute stud out there, honestly. That's a hell of a fucking player. And, I don't mind a 675 OPS. That's fine for a guy that's going to play crazy good defense. So I believe he's in the top 4 or 6 for DRS. So DRS, for those of you that are idiots or just don't know, DRS is when basically it's called defensive runs saved. So he has played half the amount of time of any of those guys that are in the top 4 or 6. I think it's the top 6. And he's got that high of a DRS. So God knows how fucking high it would be if he was actually an everyday player. Which he won't be. Which he will not be. But I just wanted to bring that up because hell of a role player for you. And can bunt. Not that bunting's very important in this day and age. But sometimes you get to the playoffs, you need fucking 1 run. You're going to have to fucking bunt right into a goddamn double play. Alright. So I really think the Jays really just keep it moving. Like, obviously they're in a good spot right now, but they do have an extremely tough schedule coming up. Like, let's not act like Pittsburgh is easy. Yeah, Pittsburgh, we lost to Paul Skeens the first game. We looked like shit. We won tonight against good pitcher Mitch Keller. I'm not sure who's pitching tomorrow. You got to win that game. Then you're up against the Miami Dolphins there for 3. That's not an easy game. The Miami Marlins are 59 and 67. That's not exactly a fucking walk in the park. But you need to at least win those 2 series, in my opinion, because then you got fucking teams like the goddamn Brewers, the fucking Astros, the Red Sox, the Yankees. We got a tough fucking sked ahead, is all I gotta say. And even if we play Baltimore's been playing pretty hot. They're on a 3-game winning streak right now. They're 6-4. I do believe Adley Rutschman sustained an injury, though, so we'll see what happens there. The Blue Jays did dodge a bullet with Vladimir Guerrero. Vladimir Guerrero has inflammation in his hamstring, so it's not a tear or that sort of thing. Well, not tear, but like even a strain, so it does not look like he's going to be on the DL. We're going to talk more about DL shortly. It looks like the Milwaukee Brewers had their win streak snapped, either at 15 or 16. They lost to the Cubs today, 6-4, but I'm not looking forward to playing them. I mean, I'm looking forward to playing them, especially if it's at their park. They got a pretty cool looking park, but I just don't want to fucking lose, basically, is what I'm saying. Now let's turn our attention. I believe I covered everything. Everything. Let's turn our attention to the Pete Rose Bowl Cup, because one of us will be winning the fucking Pete Rose Bowl Cup very shortly, and it'll probably be me. If I'm without, I'm not being biased. I'm favored. I'm favored on the fucking thing. All right. Score wise, no moves were made today. Obviously, we're not going to be going over moves the way that we used to be. We've got an 11-2 score, a Nets awesome team against the Dark Sliders. Alejandro's astounding team up 12-1 against Vlad the Impaler, so quite a shift from yesterday. Graham's great team is up 12-2 on bases loaded IBB, and that's interesting to me. A lot of things turned around. The only thing that did not turn around was Mother's dominance against the Dark Sliders. I think when we streamed last night, it was 46 1/3 inning for a Nets awesome team. It's out 63 2/3 innings. So she's been getting a lot of 8 quality starts. quality starts already. 1.55 ERA. She's playing for keeps. She's playing for keeps right now. Not to mention her OPS is almost at fucking 1100. That OPS, I mean, it's early. It's only 2 games in. That OPS is at 1100. 65 strikeouts. The quality starts is more important to me, though. Because that quality start, 8 quality starts, that's more than a lot of people get in a fucking week, I want to say. That's more quality starts than most get in a fucking week. That is, it's kind of unfathomable a little bit. A little bit unfathomable to me. But let's get it out of the way. We know Dan's been bitching about day-to-day versus IL. And I've got a solution that I think will make everyone happy. Because we did design this not to be streaming pictures. So, what I'm thinking is if a player's... Okay, can we agree? Okay, normally we get 4 moves. We get 4 moves in 1 week, right? That's normally what we get, correct? Here, you guys figure it out. I'll be right back. I gotta piss really bad. I'm sorry. Alright, Papa Rod is back. Alright, so you get 4 moves in a week. Now, I don't necessarily think in the playoffs you should be allowed to have 4 moves in a week, given that the All-Star week, when I tried to pick up 4 guys, it was a 2-week thing, and I could only pick up 4 guys in those 2 weeks. Okay. Day-to-day, you can kind of go 2 ways with it. Either they miss a certain amount of time, and then we consider them disabled, and then we make the change. Or you're given a certain amount per week. But then if you're given a certain amount per week, then it opens up a bit of a debate there. So, you guys let me know, what do you think is the right answer? Because day to day, I mean, if you wait 3 days, 5 days, etc., you think a certain amount of days? For me, I think 3 days for me. 3 days for me is a good amount. Because 3 days, we're talking about half a week. And maybe it's on a basis of judgment of like, does it look like it's going to be real DL, or does it look like it's going to be fake DL? You know what I mean? Like Vladimir Guerrero right now, if you were to come to me and say, hey, I'm going to drop Vladimir Guerrero because he's day-to-day, I'd say absolutely not. You're not allowed to drop Vladimir Guerrero because it's just a hamstring thing. So it's kind of weird because it kind of depends on the injury a little bit too, in my opinion. I do think that the guy Colston Montgomery probably has an oblique injury similar to what happened to Yordan Alvarez, who's finally soon going to return to my team. And he hasn't played since May. And he did start off as day-to-day. But then you've only got 2 weeks. So are you going 3 days, 5 days? What's the magic amount of days you need to miss as a day-to-day player before you can enable them? Like, make this sort of transaction. I don't think it's an easy decision. I don't really like 2 days. I don't think 2 days is good. Because 2 days could be like, I slid and I got a bruise. I think 5 days is likely too much, but I think that 2 is too few. I think 3 is kind of the sweet spot for me. Because if you're going to go with 4 moves in 2 weeks for D to D, then it's like you're not allowed to pick up those players that you dropped later in the year. In my opinion, if you're going to go with that approach, I don't think you get that opportunity. So I'm not really sure. I think 5 days is too much. To me, I think 3 is a kind of a sweet spot. But at the same time, this could be a lesson to be learned that maybe you should have bench players in case this does happen too. Because for pitchers, I think if a pitcher is going to miss time, they need to be day-to-day for 10 days. Pitching is different than, I don't really want to do the day-to-day with pitchers at all, if I'm being honest with you, because that's just one start missed, potentially, is 10 days. You know what I mean? I think they need to be IL'd up. Are we talking 3 business days, 3 games? Probably just days, I would say. It does make it a little. It does make it a little trickier, though. Like, maybe you need to prove when he was day-to-day. When did he become day-to-day? Maybe you need to send a little screenshot of when he became day-to-day. So the days listed for day-to-day. Yeah, but when was he made? When was he made day-to-day? Who is it? Colston Montgomery? Now I don't even think this is something where you actually made any ground on Mom, by the way. I don't think Mom's had Will Abreu playing. I'm going to have to go over here. Like, Mom's got a guy she just picked up to replace an injured guy. And he's about to go on the DL. So it's not even like you're gaining ground on her offensively. I think maybe we're going to have to go to 5. So the 18th, just because you are removed, though, I'd be looking at Friday. Because the update wasn't until Tuesday, which was yesterday. Because he played, Colston Montgomery played Monday, was removed with left side soreness, he wasn't made day to day until the day after. Yeah, he's only missed one game right now. Or 2 games, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of tricky, I don't know. Because Mom added a guy who's literally not playing. And is about to go on the DL. I'm not sure. Tomorrow will be his 3rd day on the D2D list. So you wouldn't be able to add until Friday at the very least if this bill passes. So you wouldn't be able to add till Friday though. Or after the game that we can confirm. I don't know. Maybe if you guys didn't fucking abuse the system so hard, we wouldn't be in this, this situation. I'm gonna look up what his injury is, and I'm gonna make a determination. Because if he doesn't end up on the fucking IL, then it's fucking bullshit. Side injury, like a side injury. Because it's just soreness. That's what I don't like. It's not an oblique injury. Could require one, but like, I don't know. I don't know. It's. Nah, his is a little bit. Mom just added one. And that's. You guys are even right now for fucking guys on your fucking offense. It was, but you guys streamed the fucking shit out of them. People can stream hitters too. Off days, you can still stream hitters. Well, I'm just saying that let's wait till Friday. Because Wilyer Abreu is in the same situation. So I think on Friday, I think both of you get the opportunity to make a move. And I think that's the fair thing to do. That wasn't just pitchers though, it was everything. It's because people abused it. And it makes sense. In Major League Baseball, you go in with your normal team. You don't get to add. You don't get to add unless it's your fucking minor league system and you're doing it for injury. So it actually does simulate, I think, how the majors would work pretty good. Now, obviously, we need to figure some things out. I think we revisit it tomorrow. I think we should revisit it tomorrow. I think 3 days is good, though. Because I don't think you can... how's it lame? What was lame was you and Zhao just picking up pitchers at the fucking end of the season, dropping Cy Young winners. How wasn't that lame? With all due respect. I think 3 days is fine. I think Friday You and Mom can both pick someone up if you want. But let's not act like Mom has an advantage right now. Cy Young winners have been dropped in our leagues. Yes, absolutely. You and Mom have the same amount of at-bats going right now. Because you're both one short. So I'm not sure what advantage she has. People have dropped fucking Cy Young winners and fucking top fucking pitchers in the last fucking day when they know the last 2 or 3 days that pitcher's never going to pitch again. Those pitchers have been dropped. Okay, not Cy Young winners. Top pitchers, Dan. Top pitchers have been dropped on the last 2 to 3 days of the year. Easily. Even the last 5 days of the year. Because once you get to fucking 4 days left in the season, you know your pitcher's not pitching again if they pitched the day before. Sage, do you not remember a bunch of good fucking pitchers getting cut? I'm pretty sure I saw fucking Garrett Cole get cut. It wouldn't have mattered who you dropped. It would have been top pitchers getting dropped. There was pitchers dropped by both fucking teams, probably other teams too. Oh, Dan used that against me in our finals. There you go. There you go. I'm just saying, I think 3 days is the most reasonable we can get. I agree. 5 is too long. 3 is probably the sweet spot. Yeah, but it was fucking lame as shit, man. I agree with going into the playoffs with the team that you fucking have. A day-to-day injury, like right now, if you had Vladimir Guerrero, tell me right now, if you had Vlad Guerrero on your team, would you be dropping Vlad Guerrero if you just knew he was day-to-day? I wouldn't be dropping Vladimir Guerrero. Absolutely not. I think 3 days is fair. So I think on Friday, both you and Mom have the opportunity. But you're getting the same treatment as Mom. You have the same fucking goddamn players playing as her. Except you actually got more at-bats out of Colston Montgomery than she did Wilyer Abreu. What's the problem? We're saying revisit it on Friday. Tell us who you want, etc. What is the problem with it? Like, what is the problem right now? You're not at a disadvantage against Mother right now. At all. There is absolutely no disadvantage. You both have the same amount of fucking players playing on offense. Who said 2 weeks? Nobody said 2 weeks. I said 3. Sage said 3 to 5. I was thinking 3 to 5 to start as well. And then I thought 5 was too long. What do you mean I'm assuming? Well, she doesn't have an advantage. And neither... Yeah, in fact, you have more of an advantage. Sage said what? I'm a little curious too. I started at 5 and then in my head I said 3. It kind of makes sense, like, in a way you should... Sage said that 3 to 5. Sage said 3 to 5 days, and you said 5 days is too much. Then Sage said 3 days then. He didn't insinuate that at all. He said that we should typically play with the players that we have going into the playoffs. But he also said before that 3 to 5. So I don't really see what the problem is right now. I just don't see what the problem. I honestly don't see what the problem is. It sounds like there is a problem. Well, she does have you have the advantage over her. You got more at bats at Acosta Montgomery than she did Wilyer Abreu. So technically, you have the advantage in this scenario. No at bats have been taken. Okay. That's fine. She wasn't asking to add anyone for him either. So I mean, you could have actually been a benefactor of this as well, if you think about it. Was that all she wrote? Like, what's... I don't really understand the problem. You bring something up, we give a pretty damn good solution, and it's like you're still fucking pissed off. What's the problem here? I'm really not understanding what the problem is here. With 3 days, I guess, but you better be able to prove that when they were placed on the day-to-day. It's not up for us to prove. Why would that be up? Well, we can just not do it at all. How's that sound? If we're going to go LLLK, be passive-aggressive, we can do that too. We just won't have any moves unless they go on the IL. So do you want to wait another 7 to 10 days before we add a player, or what? I'm not sure what you're fucking doing right now, dude. It's fucking annoying, though, is all I'm gonna say. Anyways, we proposed something that made fucking perfect sense. It was discussed as you wanted, and still you've got a fucking problem with it. So, I guess for now, we don't even know what the next changes are going to be. We just won't fucking do anything. We'll just leave it so no fucking moves unless they're on the IL. Is that what you would like? Could put a poll up. Let the poll fucking decide. Alright. Maybe it doesn't matter at this point, really. Because he missed fucking one fucking day, it doesn't matter. It's like gloom and doom. From a fucking guy that's a shortstop who isn't going to hit very well. She lost a lot more with Wilyer Abreu than you did Colston fucking Montgomery. Let's not kid ourselves. One guy's got, what, 26 home runs? The other's not even a power hitter. It's just extremely confusing when, like, people, like, try to help you, and then you literally get mad at them agreeing with you. That's what I'm not understanding at all. Like, I don't understand how a reasonable thing happens, and now we're like what? I thought we came up with a reasonable solution, and still we're kind of being bitches about it. I don't understand. Well, no, but you weren't mad, but you're being kind of a little bitch about it, in a way. So I guess Friday you make a move, or I don't know. Has he even missed 3 days? He hasn't even missed. You get out the 18th. That doesn't count. It should be 3 days from designation of DTD, DDT, whatever it is. So that's why I'm saying Friday or whatever would be a good time to do it. Well, no, the rule is you go to the playoffs with a team, and you should keep that team. Yeah, she's got injuries as well. There's other people with day-to-day that have been longer than you, Dan. Like, if I go to Vlad the Impaler's, Salvador Perez has been day-to-day for... His is just illness. There's another guy. You got Vlad Guerrero. You got Donovan. Okay, so that's a day-to-day there. Then we've got on another team here... Adley Rutschman's day-to-day, and his day-to-day sounds severe, actually. Right abdominal discomfort. That's the same as what your guy has. Side pain. So, I mean, there's a guy there. That happened yesterday. Jordan Westberg. Not in the lineup. Exited with right ankle discomfort. So it's no surprise he's sitting out, blah, blah, blah. He's considered day-to-day. Like, there's a lot of players that are day-to-day in the league right now. Yeah. So it's just... For day-to-day, okay. Well, we'll get everyone on the same page. We'll come up with a new rule. It just seems like every time there's a rule that he feels is unfavorable to his matchup, that's when he gets fired up. It's like there's a lot of people in the same position with these fucking day-to-days. He certainly didn't at a stream. At a stream. A day-to-day to me, though, does not warrant moves, though. No, a day-to-day to me does not warrant moves. In the playoffs, you wouldn't make a move unless they were fucking on the DL. Yeah, I do not remember you bringing it up on a stream either. Good luck finding it. It's going to be hard to find. the night we made the rules, I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to find then. I don't know. So you think that we should just, what, have infinite amount of moves if they're day-to-day? That's what I'm saying. Day-to-day is just foolish. Fuck, I wonder if I got any fucking day-to-day players. Maybe I can fucking get rid of someone shitty. No, my guys are all DL'd. The ones that ain't playing. Nice if Raphael went on the DL though. Well, I just don't. I don't understand. Like three days isn't that much, is it? Is 3 days really that much out of fucking 14? Because in a way you should be penalized as well, and that goes to others as well. If you don't carry a bench of players, then you should be kind of penalized for not having a bench. In a way. Because we all just stock up on pitchers. And if a pitcher goes down, well, generally speaking, it's going to be because they blew their arm out and they're on the DL. So if you didn't have a bench, well, I barely have a bench, but okay, but D to D for a long time, a day and a half is not a long time for day to day. Yes, but typically a day-to-day situation will be 5 or less. 5 or less. They will shut them down because they aren't going to just keep a player there when they can bring someone up that can actually help them. Well, if we've got an agreement, why don't we just agree on 3 days? I'm also saying, though, you should do it based on the fucking type of injury as well. Which, if I was the judge ruling, I would say the injury that Colston Montgomery has is going to be more serious than some of the other injuries. Like Salvador Perez being injured because he has an illness, I would not even consider that as something that's going to put him on the DL. Montgomery probably has an oblique strain. Probably going to end his fucking year. Keep it as fine. What do you mean? We literally just changed a rule for you, Dan, and you're acting like we haven't done a goddamn thing. Like, what are you talking about? It's honestly getting fucking tiring. We said 3 days. Did we not agree on 3 days? We agreed on 3 days, no? So what's the fucking problem here? We all agreed on 3 days. Why are we still here? 25 minutes later, talking about the same fucking thing we fucking said was good. 3 days from when they were designated as DTD, yes. Which, when they get injured, will be the next day. Which is what happened from Colston Montgomery. He got taken out. Days! We've said days the entire time here. You're not at 3 days for Montgomery. Montgomery got pulled on the fucking 18th. He was playing on that game. And then the next day would be day 1, then day 2, then day 3. He needs to go 3 days. Not games. 3 days. 3 out of 14. Calm down. Okay, I'm so on calm right now. I'm so on calm that we literally had something figured out 30 minutes ago. And we're still fucking talking about it. Like, I don't understand why we're fucking talking about it. No one said that, Dan. But what's today? Today's day 2. Tomorrow will be day 3. And then Friday you can add them on day 4. How's that sound? Or after the game, which I said 20 minutes ago. I said you and Mom can add them after their games have been played. Not before the games have been played. Anyways, a whole lot of fucking bickering over something that was agreed upon 25, 30 minutes ago. So I'm going to fucking play Bellotro. Have a good night, guys. And I'll win the Pete Rose Bowl Cup.